We should. Okay.
All right.
We're good.
Episode 71. We're back after a pretty lengthy hiatus. I don't even know the last time we podcasted.
Wait a second. Did she
3
clap?
years ago.
She clapped.
I did.
It was very weak though. It was
Yeah,
it was like a snap more versus a clap.
I didn't want to scare anyone.
Donald Trump, makes baseballs?
No.
Is that
It says
true?
Trump right there on it.
That's not that's just an old baseball. I don't know why I don't know what Trump brand baseballs are, to be
I
honest.
can't read
Maybe
that.
he
Trump,
does have a baseball brand.
what's it say underneath Trump? I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on.
Batoti?
Trump Batoti?
I don't know.
It says Batoti.
No, it says official.
Doesn't that?
League.
No, that says
Peyote.
Stoat. What's a Stoat?
Did you say peyote?
Yeah, it says Stoat.
Not Batoti.
What does that mean?
I'll look it up.
What's the
Anyway.
significance of that ball?
I have no idea.
Why does it say The Rock?
I
Wait.
don't know, guys. I don't know where this ball came from.
It's
I don't
on
know
your
why it's
bar.
here. I don't know. I just like baseballs, all right?
It's like the Sandlot.
Yeah. It's signed by The Rock.
Baby Ruthie.
It's signed by some guy, The Rock.
The Rock.
No, it's not signed by The Rock.
Two of the
wish.
most famous people in our culture.
I wish.
The president and The
And
Rock.
The Rock.
And that's a
Arguably,
priceless
probably
baseball.
Rock might be more famous.
Arguably, I'd rather have him be the president.
Hey, supposedly he was running.
I want him to.
For what?
I think
Rock is running
he
for
joked
president.
about eventually running for
Yeah.
president.
Really?
I love The Rock.
The Rock's cool,
I
dude.
don't follow very many people on Instagram. I follow The Rock. I'm motivated by his speeches.
Yeah, he seems like a good
He's
dude.
kind to people.
He said he posted a pretty cool picture the other day about his workout space. It was pretty cool.
What does it look like?
It's got a lot of machines.
What did it need?
Oh, a lot of
A
machines.
lot of free space.
It was
literally all machines.
the one
everywhere.
in
like
Virginia?
You couldn't, yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't do anything in there.
Like for
So he
lifting
doesn't
and
have
stuff
weights?
too.
Yeah.
It has weights, but I mean, he does a lot of machine stuff. I mean, look how big he is.
He's like a bodybuilder
huge, yeah.
guy.
Which, hey,
Yeah.
Oh,
He
you
sure
mean
is.
like
Weight machines.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. And my heart was so happy because I thought you meant like a rower
That's
and a
what
skier.
I thought.
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
he's got machines.
not those kind of machines.
Oh,
Tech deck.
you meant the other
like
kind of machines.
those white, like I don't know what brand.
What are they?
Cybex or
Yeah.
Yeah.
something like that.
Nautilus.
Look at you guys.
Let me see.
Tech
I don't even
deck.
know why I know that. Jeez.
He posted
Did you
it
figure out the
like 2 or 3
baseball
days
thing or
ago.
no?
It's just a basebal brand.
Oh. I thought we were going to go down memory lane and talk
No,
about those
I
things
really-
on the wall
yeah.
back there, too.
No, we don't have to do that.
You want to go back in that timeline?
Yeah, he just did a video. It's on what day was that? It doesn't say the date on
with
Instagram,
his gym.
but he's just talking to the camera and then he takes his
Yeah.
gym.
He's like in Virginia, at his home in Virginia, and kind of showing everybody his new home gym at his house there.
Wow, it's a large
I only
shed.
saw it because Derek Robinson tagged me in it and said, "You might be the only person on the planet that has more home gyms than Rich Froning."
Oh.
How many
Yeah.
home gyms does he have?
He's got a bunch. I mean, he's got more homes than I do. So therefore,
He might have more home gyms. I'm just waiting for
talking,
this.
and then he's gonna open the door here in a second. You guys can follow along.
Yeah.
as you're
if
going.
you're,
Yeah,
go look up the Rock's
those.
last
Yeah.
post.
It's not the last post. It was a couple of days ago.
A
It was
peek
like
into my
Saturday.
new iron paradise I built out into the country.
It's pretty awesome, but
Wow.
It
His
would be-
property's on protected civil
Holy
war.
look
Oh
at
my
that.
gosh.
That is not a personal
It just looks
gym.
like Planet Fitness, but white.
Yeah, like he said in there that
Wow.
the foundation was there.
yeah.
So it allowed him to build a building because there was a foundation
okay,
there
'cause you
previously.
Can't build.
Because you can't build on that
Unprotected
property.
Civil
That's crazy.
War. That's
Right.
actually really neat.
Yeah.
Good deal. I have so many stories to tell you.
What's the Rock say? Just, are you smelling when
Are you smell? Can you
What
smell
do
what the
you-
Rock's cooking?
Oh, okay.
I used
That's
to
a
actually,
saying?
when he wrestled,
When he
I
was
hated
wrestling,
the
I think,
Rock.
right?
Really?
Hated him. I was a Stone Cold guy.
Okay.
I like went in like when I was really young. I watched. It was when Hulkamania was there, so I liked Hulk Hogan when I was really young, and then I stopped watching it. And then like 5th or 6th grade, I got really into it. And I was Stone Cold. I love Stone Cold. And
Really?
I hated the Rock because they were kind of like against
Okay.
each
Who
other.
won
All
more
right.
between them?
I think Stone Cold did, and then he kind of vanished for a while, and then The Rock kind of took over. But man, now I like The Rock. Everything he does is hilarious.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sometimes super cheesy, but really good.
Oh yeah.
It's
He's
awesome.
crushing it.
Lakeland loves Rampage. The movie Rampage, loves it. I'm like, that's probably not the best. When she was 4, she loved it.
Well, don't you always talk about, you used to remember watching, was it The Terminator when you were 4 or something
Terminator
like that?
4 or Terminator 2 is my all-time favorite movie when I was a kid. I can't believe my parents let me watch that. Terminator 2 is pretty
It's pretty violent.
Yeah, it's awesome though.
Yeah, it is.
They're coming out
awesome.
with a new one.
The new Terminator?
And it's going to have all of the people from Terminator 2. You know how they've kind of like went off the reservation a couple times with them? They're coming back to apparently Terminator. Like the kid who was John Connor, I forgot what his
the
name
same
is.
people
The
that-
same people.
Oh,
Same
that's
Sarah
pretty cool.
Connor, like everything.
It's not gonna have Schwarzenegger in it.
Yes.
Oh.
It
Yes.
is?
Yes.
Oh,
I wanna go see that with my dad.
Although I did like Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale. Christian Bale's a great actor.
He's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that one, I guess, if you look, has terrible reviews, but I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
I'm not so sure Schwarzenegger can actually. I don't know that he can do that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't
Oh,
know.
he
He
can.
can
Come
still
on.
throw out a good motivational speech. I mean, he's the Terminator. He could just stand there.
Yeah,
You know?
I love Schwarzenegger, but when we saw him a couple years ago in Ohio,
he
he
did
was.
look a little. He was like, but did you see him get drop kicked?
He got
I
drop
heard about it.
kicked.
He got
He was,
kicked.
dude, you got to watch that video. So he's at the Arnold in South Africa, I think, and some dude. He's got his back to the floor where they're doing all the things. He's kind of shaking people's hand, and some guy comes running.
Right.
Full parallel, drop kicks him in the back, and Arnold literally just takes one half step forward and then is like, what the heck happened? This guy just hits the floor. I mean, like,
And this is real?
full on sprint, hits Arnold in the back with both feet, and Arnold just kind of goes, like, an inconvenience. Like,
Wow.
hey,
Wow.
it was awesome.
It's windy.
And then he's like, don't give this idiot any, like, don't share the video. I don't want this idiot to get any type of, like,
Wow.
I love it. Okay, so I take it back. He is the man, though. I love
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Maybe we run that test at Mayhem. Who can we drop kick in the back and see if they can take it?
Oh.
Rich?
maybe.
That's got to be like an odds thing, for sure. What was the first R-rated movie you guys saw? Speaking of seeing movies when
No
you were
idea.
young.
I don't know.
My
Probably
parents didn't let
Terminator
me
2.
watch
Yeah.
like bad movies until
My parents didn't regulate anything that I watched.
Mine was My Cousin Vinny.
Unless it
trying to
had
think about
nudity.
that. I
And my
don't know.
mom was like, no way.
Yeah.
But kill people, whatever. They were in, but no nudity. Not happening.
The first movie I remember seeing was Children of the Corn.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I
That's
was-
scary.
And it was at like a babysitter's house or something. It scared the hell out of me, man. I was like,
You're not sleeping
and
for
we
a
lived in
week after
Nebraska,
that.
so there was corn everywhere.
I never.
That'd be the worst place to see it.
Is it Child's Play with Chucky?
Oh, yeah.
I never once have seen that movie, but that doll still scares the crap out of me. My grandma had one of those My Buddy dolls,
Oh, my brother had one of those.
and I maybe like saw like flipping through the channels or something, saw Chucky, but it terrified me, and I don't know why. 'Cause I never even saw the movie.
I laugh at those commercials now. You're like, really? You're gonna pay money to go watch this little doll drag a knife around?
I don't know.
That does not
That's
scare
like
me.
Gremlins. Gremlins used to scare the
Oh,
daylights out.
Gremlins.
I still
Yeah.
would get a running start from the hallway, and I wouldn't touch the carpet between my bed and the hallway. Like I would leap because I thought there were gremlins under the bed. You didn't do that.
No.
You didn't like jump from monsters under your bed
No.
ever. Like
I mean, when I was really little, I was
not recently.
hopefully not.
No.
Gremlins was scary when they turned.
Is it you
Terrible.
don't feed them? You don't feed them after midnight? Is that what their deal was? Or
So
was
water?
or water them?
It
I don't
was-
know.
Let's see. Let's look it
I
up.
never saw it.
I don't know anything about Gremlins.
I just remember there was that cute
Have
one.
you seen
and
it?
then-
No.
Oh,
I
you
never
don't know
watched
what we're
those
talking
movies.
My parents wouldn't. They'd let me watch Terminator 2, but they wouldn't let me watch Batman. Is it Batman Returns? The second one with Michael Keaton and Catwoman.
Oh,
They wouldn't let me watch that, and I still have never seen the
kinda-
full movie.
kind of creepy. I think.
It's kind of crazy.
You're like, what are we doing here?
I know.
kinda crazy.
What are the standards?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh my gosh. So can I tell you guys a story? Because I need to know what you guys would do in this situation.
Okay.
If it's
Yeah,
realistic.
you're not
or
supposed to
not.
feed them
Story
after
time with Elly.
midnight.
Whatever
After
you
midnight.
You're not
decide is the
supposed
opposite
to.
of what I would probably
You can't
do.
expose them to bright light water or to feed them after midnight.
So
so
anything.
All of
Alright.
this happens, and the result is a gang of gremlins that decide to tear up the town on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve.
I forgot about the Christmas Eve part.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Did you hear what Rich just said?
What?
We don't even have to do the story because whatever you would do, he would do the opposite. That's what he
That's
just
not
said.
true. Fine. I just care what Kristen thinks.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear the story.
Go with the story.
So I was home a couple weeks ago, and I don't know what I was doing. I was like getting up in the kitchen. It was late at night.
You should go home more, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're not here.
Ha ha ha. I get it.
You said a couple of weeks ago.
Whatever.
Never. I know what you meant. Go on.
So
Sorry.
I'm like at the sink, whatever, and I look over on the carpet. There is a cockroach.
step on it.
That looks like it could be a sled dog for a king size
I'd step
Snickers.
on it, or I'd smash it with a
No,
shoe.
No, this thing, it could haul things across the room. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, if you smash it, it crunches under your foot.
So?
Like, the most
Yeah.
horrifying thing is the roach
No,
crunch. You're not
it's
crunching it.
dead.
So,
Smash it with a shoe.
no.
And then eat the Snickers.
Catch it in the coat.
Wait, did
whack
you
it with a
know?
hammer.
No. So,
Nobody?
this would
Christmas
have
catch it
vacation,
with-
anybody? No? All right.
Got it.
Cool.
So I look around for like bug spray. We don't have any.
This is obnoxious. You should have just killed the damn thing.
But you just got to hear what
Excuse my
happened and how
language.
big it is. So I look around. under the sink. We have no bug spray. So all I can find is like this like stuff you spray in the bathroom and it changes colors. So I'm like, I'll just spray it and it'll die.
You like the spray foam that I use for my kids? Like,
yeah.
why do you have that?
I don't know. This is my parents' whatever house. So I go and I spray it. It's so big. Now it's leaving a rainbow trail across the floor. And I'm
Kill
like,
the thing.
well, then I'm like, I'm not going to be able to sleep.
hairspray, remember?
Oh, yeah.
You should have taken hairspray and grabbed a lighter and torched it.
No.
Ooh, that would've been cool.
Well, no, because then the floor would burn. Anyway, so this is my last resort was there were empty coffee filters in front of me. So I took the coffee filter and I threw it on the roach and I'm like, it'll at least house it and then I can
Are you
get
kidding me?
You
paper,
provide
right?
housing
Or
for a
no?
roach.
Get this. It was so big it moved the filter.
This is a metaphor for your life.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Then I took 10 filters
This
and
is
then
a
it held the
problem.
weight done.
This is a
Why?
problem with your life.
Kill the thing.
It was this big. It was a palmetto
Who cares?
bug.
You don't
Kill
have,
the thing.
or you don't have to kill it. You can just next
Oh,
time
here we
get
go,
a Tupperware.
hippie.
You can get a
You can
Tupperware
relocate
top.
it outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not relocating a roach
Just
that big.
put it on top of it, and then you put a piece of paper
Oh, my
underneath it, and then
gosh.
you let it outside.
Cam, it was the size of your cell phone.
I don't
that
care.
roach.
I wouldn't kill it.
Oh, give me a break. We're not eating it.
Jeez, it's a cockroach. Holy smokes.
No, like for the same reason. Like I don't want to hear the crunch. I can't deal with
No.
that.
Just kill the
And the
thing.
No, I
question is, you
can't do
can't
it.
just let it run away because then you'll in your sleep it'll come and crawl on your
That's
face.
why you kill it.
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
No.
You got to have these standards in your life.
Yep.
You got to.
Draw the line at bugs.
It would have contaminated your shoe.
What about a tick, Kristen? Would you let a tick live?
Ew.
What's wrong? What's the difference
No.
in a tick and a cockroach?
Get Lyme's
So,
disease.
When we were in France, I stayed in the upstairs area, and it was like this really old hotel. And I'm like, how have we not seen any bugs so far? Of course, like this third night, second or third night, there's like a spider. I kid you not, it's like this big on the wall, like
You're not
by the
sleeping.
headboard. And I was like, I just stood up there and I was like,
Reaction, you
can
killed
someone come up here and kill this?
Oh my gosh.
And Brittany said no. Carolyn said no. And I was like, all right, I'm coming to sleep downstairs. So I just slept on the floor with nothing and like didn't sleep because I couldn't kill it.
Oh my god.
That's the
But I also
question.
couldn't sleep there.
Gosh.
Seriously, do you hear yourself? Because you couldn't kill the spider.
What if you
slept
woke
there.
up
No.
and it was crawling up your
That's
nose?
why you killed the spider.
But funny enough, then I slept on the floor downstairs to escape the spider that was upstairs.
Followed you.
The next morning, Carolyn's in her bag and a giant spider crawls out.
See? Kill the spiders.
Kill the spider.
But they're good.
So
Kill the spiders.
Oh my
Kill the
gosh.
bugs.
What 3 things are you most afraid of to step on in the middle of the night?
Legos.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Spanky's chew
Dog.
toy.
My dog.
Yeah, or the dog. Yep, that's right. That's
Poop
good.
if you have a dog.
Well, I'm not outside in the yard at night, but
What if they pooped in the house?
they don't.
or
they're
or
trained
like
dogs.
puke, if like cat pukes
Ew,
or something.
Like puke
No.
between your toes.
Spanky's got a chew toy that I trip over sometimes, and or the dog. Those are both
So,
good. That's
question
two.
for you. So when you go to the bathroom at night, do you turn the light on?
no.
I don't know.
I don't either. So we're in a hotel the other night. I pissed all over the floor. I was like, "Oh no, stop!" It was like complete miss.
Yeah, that
Because you
happens.
can't turn the light on.
No.
And you're in a different place.
Yeah.
And I almost walked into the door first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm like, I gotta piss so bad. I'm not turning the light on.
my
I'm not turning the light on.
gosh.
And I'm like, I think the bath. Like I try to hit the toilet with my shins usually. And I
just
didn't.
gotta get-
I didn't engage. Yeah. And I just feel like I'm pissing. I'm like, I don't hear water. I just hear it hitting the ground. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my gosh.
I showed you the picture of that bidet.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called?
Bidet?
Were
Yeah.
you shopping
Yeah.
bidets, Silver?
So I was listening to a podcast. What's the podcast that we were just talking about? And you said you listened
Art
to
of
some
Manliness?
The Art of Manliness. So this is the Art of Manliness podcast.
And they told you to
You
get
listen
a
to
bidet?
that, Kristen?
Yeah, that's good.
There's some good stuff on there.
All right.
But it's like you take off the seat and then you screw this top seat on and then it has like
It's
warm
an upgrade
water
for your
that-
toilet.
Yeah.
Have you ever used a bidet?
No, but
you?
I really
Yes,
want.
on
didn't have
accident.
On accident.
And it's not like a water fountain like you would expect. It's like a pressure washer.
Oh, that's what I need.
No, it's like
It's uncomfortable?
Very uncomfortable.
This says you can adjust
Oh,
flow,
okay.
pattern, width.
All right.
Wow.
But
all
is it
the
like-
modern conveniences.
Move up and down.
It does. It also has a light on it.
All right.
Did you buy it?
Dad
No, it's like
A
$700.
Dad has a
Oh,
light
it
on his
hurts.
toilets. It's a motion sensor
remember
that
him
when you
posting
walk
about
up,
that.
it lights up just
See.
the toilet bowl. It's
Whoa.
brilliant.
Yeah,
That's
what I'm
actually
talking
pretty
about.
cool.
Brilliant.
Yes. So
So-
we need these things. It's $700 though. I can't afford
Why is
that.
it $700?
What's the,
I don't know.
What's the benefit?
Well, it
clean.
cleans your butt. it cleans you.
You feel refreshed.
Yeah,
It's
Listen,
actually
you would
pretty
love
pleasant, but it's very the
just
first
said it
time.
was like a pressure
the
washer.
first time I wasn't expecting it. It was all in Korean. I pushed the wrong button.
Elly, it eliminates toilet paper.
Look at you, eliminate waste.
Okay,
Save the turtles.
I'm on board. Let's all get bidets.
That's part of their
I don't know
deal.
if I could do that every day.
Does it really? It's
Yeah.
power washes enough.
Like
that
that?
you-
Yeah.
I would still
That's-
wipe one time. You need that the check wipe, you know? You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You always have one last wipe. You're like, all right, we're good. Let me do one more.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Don't act like you don't know what you're talking about. What I'm
Do you
talking
have a specific toilet paper that you buy? Like
Yeah,
that
the
works?
recycled one.
about?
No.
The recycled one from Publix.
Oh, give me a break.
It's made out of 100% recycled materials.
Recycled toilet
But
paper
it
sounds
doesn't-
disgusting.
It doesn't feel like sandpaper either. It's lovely.
Only gently used.
It's green wise. Go for
Nah, I
it.
can wipe
Publix
with
green
whatever.
wise.
Well, for whatever reason,
Do
my
you,
body
Jim?
doesn't like fragrance and all that,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm allergic. So it's
Allergic?
not. Yeah,
Hemorrhoids?
I get itchy.
Oh, itchy.
You're allergic to toilet paper?
So you
Well,
buy
if
the
it's
same
how
kind?
the
Although I
Same
don't
kind
like
all
what
the
we
time.
have at the gym because it's like half
too
ply.
thin.
No,
It's
that
half
doesn't even
ply, and
count.
It takes like 50
Sandpaper?
wipes.
It's like
Yeah.
if your hand is even sweaty, it goes through your hand.
And then when you go to the
Ew.
bathroom at the gym, because the roller thing is
It
really
breaks.
Well, it breaks and then it's squeaky.
Yeah.
Those
So the
are
person
so
next to you
squeaky.
thinks-
They know.
and
they know.
people will break it and break a piece and just drop it on the floor. It drives me
Oh,
nuts.
why would you do
So there's
that?
like 10 pieces
Yeah.
of broken little toilet. I'm like,
Yeah.
just pick it up. Don't be a slob.
Seriously.
I go back in the
Bathroom etiquette.
space that's not leased.
Yeah.
I go back in there. Nobody's ever back in there.
Yeah.
The
You
nice
said that's-
bathrooms with
Little-
the squatty potty.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. You said that was your pet peeve when people leave empty toilet paper, and then they put
They
the
turn
one.
it upside and
Yeah.
put it. Yeah, that drives me nuts. I hate
What was
Instead
the
of
original
just-
question?
that.
I can't
Things
even
you don't
tell
step on in the night.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
3 things that you wouldn't want to step on in the middle of the night.
I don't know this.
We took a quick veer right after that, actually, into bidets.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that was.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
this-
What else would be gross to step on in the middle of the night? Did we already cover all
See,
that?
I feel like anything that goes between your toes, like
Well, I
and
feel-
a Lego
Well, I
and a
feel like
cockroach.
in Rich's house, there's toys everywhere because there's children
Yeah.
everywhere. So that would
Or
be.
like one that like moves too, like if it's
Ooh.
on wheels or
Oh
like
man, and then you go horizontal. Yeah, that
yeah.
would be tough.
Or
I don't-
like rip your groin.
We don't really have things like that in our home anymore, though. Everything's
On
kinda-
what?
Just things you could step on.
Oh yeah.
Other than
I'm trying to think. No. I mean, I just hate like in the middle of the night, not at, like one of the kids will leave something. I kicked this metal semi truck, like from the 80s. I had the same. Actually, I have the same semi truck when I was a kid, and Hillary found another one at Goodwill, and this thing is made out of steel, and I kicked
Like
it
it's gonna
in
be around
pitch
for
black
500 more
die-cast.
years.
and I was just
Ugh.
like, ow.
That's the other thing, like the bedpost. Like when you stub your like
Oh,
one of
that's
your
the worst.
toes.
100%
It just
the
brings you
worst.
to the ground, and you
You're
just
like-
feel so helpless.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you're like it's definitely broken. Like my
Oh,
toe has fallen
it's
off
gone.
now.
That's a way you can test your heart. No joke. Like, right, what's in your heart because it comes out. Yeah. That kind of pain right there. What you say next is what's in your
Biscuit.
heart.
You know what's the worst? Actually, this is even worse. In our in our bedroom, the what is it? Your bed post? Not a bed post, but whatever the stuff that goes around your mattress.
Yeah.
It's this huge, way obnoxious.
What is that called? Actually, let's say what is that? The
Armoire? No,
it's not an
armoire.
armoire.
That goes around
crap.
the skirt.
No, it's not the
It's-
skirt.
it's not a skirt,
Like
it's
the
called
actual.
something
It's made out of wood. This is
shoot. I can't remember that.
the
Sorry.
the headboard and footboard.
Okay.
So the footboard's
yeah,
made out of
footboard.
wood, and it's literally the sharpest piece of wood
Yeah.
ever. And you know that part just below your like iliac crest that is just bone?
did not run into it.
into that all the time.
Yeah.
Somehow I'll short the corner, and I walk into it every time. And
So-
it's just like the worst hip pointer ever. Stabs me right there. It's
So
awful.
whatever's in your
Gosh,
heart that
that's-
day comes out.
Mother!
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Hey, is your arm bruised from that blood test? Why?
is.
Elly and I look like we're
You guys are old.
been.
No, we're not. Bite me.
that
So-
looks bad, Elly.
Bite me.
No, it didn't even feel it when she did it. She was amazing. Inside Tracker can't wait to see the results.
I'm cracking up. I was the last one in there, Rich. Lady goes, "Oh no, I dropped somebody's blood down in the centrifuge."
Is it mine?
Yeah. She goes,
What does that mean?
she goes, "Oh well, whoever it is, I'm gonna have to get him to come back up here." And she's like, "Oh, it's Rich's," and I was like, I just started laughing. I'm like, "He's not coming back up
She
here."
was really nice. That
She was
lady
really
awesome.
nice.
She goes,
She's drawn my blood 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Like 2 drug tests and
She's
life
great.
insurance.
Like
Really?
she doesn't hurt at all.
But she was
asked me-
panicked because your blood was in there, and she has to send off 2 vials. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I took the centrifuge apart. I went and got senior's tool, unscrewed
Nice.
everything.
Hopefully, when she turns it back on again, it doesn't like fly across the room.
Actually-
'Cause that thing gets going, and if something's off,
Okay,
it's
so
like
so there
yeah.
was one screw that I couldn't get back in, and I
Oh,
just
no.
threw it in the plastic bag, and I got up and left really quick, thinking, "Man, it's on you, lady. I took it apart. I don't know where this is
I'm
going to
gonna put
go,
it back
but
together.
I'm out."
I think I was the 3rd person to go, and she goes, "Are you afraid of needles?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Thank goodness." The other 2 were.
Yeah, I walked in. I was like, first thing I said, "Did a girl with black hair already come through?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Did she cry?" She goes, "No, but she was close." I was like, "Dang it."
But she said Haley did not do well.
She
That's
said
what
Haley
told me.
cried, but
Yeah.
Haley says she didn't cry. But they said she did her little like uncomfortable laugh, or like,
Okay, I'm sorry. I interrupted whatever your train of thought was.
3 things you don't step on or whatever.
Oh yeah. No, I have a new question.
Oh,
All right.
This came up the other day. Tasia and I were talking about like your sports back in the day, and I thought, what if we made everyone? Because you go back and you think of like Tasia was in a leotard for most of her life, like wearing running shorts, volleyball stuff. What if everyone had to wear the other person's sport uniform for the day?
Like now?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's funny.
I don't even.
And then I found
sports
$5.
uniform. I wear shorts. I wore shorts. You talking about like put on a football uniform
Yeah.
or?
You go through long periods of life if you're an athlete growing up and you spent tremendous, like you wore a baseball uniform, you wore a football uniform,
Baseball
you wore a
uniform's pretty
volleyball
comfortable,
uniform.
actually.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. Football uniform is not.
No,
I don't know. Well,
It wasn't terrible. It's not.
You forget
the pants
about it.
aren't, Yeah, the
Yeah.
greatest.
Volleyball's like the same as we were.
Crossfit.
now.
Oh yeah, you do.
I,
Yeah,
wouldn't,
like
I
the
don't know that I'd be
same-
comfortable
I'm
as
not
little
wearing a
bun shorts.
leotard, and I'm not a leotard, and I'm not wearing volleyball shorts. So
Yeah.
No.
Or
I'm out.
running
Those,
shorts, probably.
those same shorts
Nope.
have haunted me my whole life. Those spandex shorts.
They just
And
keep following
volleyball,
you,
and
huh?
then they followed into CrossFit. Like, what is happening? Go
Leave
away.
me alone. I don't even like you.
Same shorts.
I
Quit
don't even
it.
know you, mister.
I thought of you the other day, Cam, because I had I don't even know why I bought this, but I bought loaded cauliflower. So it's like fake mashed potatoes. Like it's loaded It was horrible. It was
Ew.
like a watery
What,
soup.
the cauliflower was?
Yes.
Have you had the broccoli and cheese tots
No.
Oh, I saw
from the
those
Jolly
the
Green
other day.
Giant?
Were
They're
they good?
I'm gonna try 'em.
amazing.
Ooh.
Really? I just saw those.
Delicious. It's the only way I'd eat vegetables.
I gotta check those out.
They're good. You
It does
need to
sound
try
good.
'em.
Yeah.
What did I try the other day too that was good vegetable wise? And I was like, I'd actually eat
I was
vegetables.
gonna say,
like
you
this.
eat
What do you mean
vegetables?
tots?
Green
Like,
Giant
are they?
makes like a
Yeah,
Tater
exactly.
tots?
Exactly,
Yeah.
but
Ooh.
they're not taters.
Ooh.
Ain't no tater in that tot.
broccoli tots.
Broccoli tots.
Ain't no
You
tater in
actually
that
look
tot.
excited.
They're good.
I'm gonna buy
They're
those
good. What
tonight.
else?
That
What
sounds
else did I
good.
eat
I
the other
had
day? And I was like, man, I would
like
actually
a
eat
veggie
vegetables.
pasta that was really
Oh,
good.
there's an
That's like
awesome one.
It's like already comes with the sauce on it and everything. There's different forms. There's like Alfredo, marinara.
Is it in a blue bag? Like
This one wasn't, but
Is it like zucchini noodles or something?
yeah, it's like zucchini and lentil, but it's really like it tastes just like a normal noodle. But then you get your servings of vegetables too,
From the Green Giant.
and it has protein and stuff in it because of lentils. It's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome.
Sorry.
I'm excited to try.
So the cauliflower was a no-go.
Nah, that's retired.
But have you had
Yeah,
cauliflower
cauliflower.
that's like acting as potatoes before or no?
No,
Mashed
I
potatoes?
like riced cauliflower, but I decided
Yeah.
I don't really care for it as a fake potato.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I don't remember what I was trying to think about.
Was it a main course or like a side dish?
Here's a side dish. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing.
It's gone.
He gone.
Hey,
Hey,
Kristen, congrats on that win.
Yeah.
Battle of the
Oh,
Barbell.
thanks.
Barbell smashed it.
Thank you.
She crushed
That's fun.
everybody in sight.
So fast.
Yeah.
That's
And
our
Did you
Yeah.
win every event?
4 out of the 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got second on the heavy barbell
Dang
one
it.
and third on the overhead squat one, which was like,
Fast.
yeah. and
Sprintish, like no separation type deal.
Who knows if people are actually hitting their depth
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff? I don't know.
Cheaters. Just kidding.
Just saying.
It was awesome. You should see her face when she realized that there was a $1,000 prize for winning.
Sweet.
I had no idea.
Your podium picture, you do look pumped.
I was
That was like
pumped.
the most like.
That's like the most I've ever won on a
awesome.
podium.
So I
think.
looked at
Local
the
competition.
pictures because Ben won also.
Yeah.
And I thought his said
I
$1,500
thought the
at
same
first,
thing.
and I was like, "What the hell?" Because his was like RX'd instead of
Yeah,
Elite.
yeah.
And then I looked closer and it was $500.
Because even they got like that's a
that's
good
still
amount.
a good amount of money for
RX.
Yeah.
Heck
I thought the exact same thing. I had to zoom in on the picture because I was like, wait a minute.
I was like,
Tasia said she
That's
thought I
very
won
sexist.
10,000, and I was like, 10,000?
yeah.
Like,
done. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm out.
I said, Tasia, we're buying a house.
Tiny house.
Oh,
Put it on Dad's land.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be so cool. Oh my gosh.
There
Well,
was-
at least you'd come home with cats. Tasia and Kristen are trying to decide, do they get a house first or cats first?
No, I said get a house first.
Tasia said get cats first.
What? How's that even a... You guys want to become cat ladies?
I don't care if we have a cat.
Sleep in your
Tasia
car
wants a
with your cat.
My wife is trying hard.
For
So
cats?
the deal was we weren't going to bring Lakeland to the games. Just because last year she was just hard. She was a lot. And so we were talking about not bringing her this year. Well, Hillary's like, well, let's get her she's been wanting a hamster for months. And I'm like, I'm not getting her a hamster. And she's like, let's get her a hamster. I was like, absolutely not. She's like, well, let's get her some cats. And I was like, no, we're not like, no. And so turns out Lakeland's now going to the games because Hillary was like, we got to take her. And so Hillary's like, well, let's go look for a cat. I said, no, that was the deal. It was like, if she wasn't going, I was possibly entertaining the thought of a cat. Now I'm like, nope, we're out.
And you said cats. You said plural.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
multiple? What?
Because
It needs
if
a
we
friend.
if we get one cat, that cat will end up in the house because there's going to be, well, it's cold outside. If there's two cats, they can entertain themselves
Oh,
and
so
they'll
they'd
be out
be
in the barn.
outside cats.
Yeah, but still, I'm not a huge cat person. I grew up
I'm
with
not
cats. They're
either.
okay. They're like, but they're just not my thing.
Yeah. I love my cat.
Jim's a cat
I
person.
posted a picture of him on my story today.
I saw it.
Love that cat.
Yeah, I just.
Jim's in the market for another cat as
Yeah.
well. Everyone's
Did you
cat
ever
shopping
go? You
these
didn't go
days.
back even though you're talking about it?
I had the harshest words with my neighbor I've ever had with another human being in a long time. Like,
Over a cat?
you hit my cat. He's driving up and down his driveway fast. His driveway's next to mine.
If
you run over my
he did
cat.
not actually.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill you. So, slow down.
What do you say?
He said, okay. I love that cat.
Yes, sir.
What's his name again?
Who?
The cat.
He's Boots.
Boots. You had
Yeah.
Boots and then you had Bandit, right?
Yeah,
But
don't
Bandit
bring
went to
Bandit
heaven.
up. That
I know.
Bandit
I'm
died?
sorry.
Bandit died.
Bandit went to cat heaven.
He was. I captured
sick.
him because he was wild and he was coming around the house and
Feral cat?
he had disease. He had like a blood leukemia.
Oh.
Silver was trying to do the right thing. Next thing you know, the kitty's got it.
I'm all for Hillary getting cats at your house, Rich. I
can't.
I hate
cats.
that.
I think our dogs would kill our cats.
I don't know. Your dog's
Yeah.
going to get along with everything.
Except about cats and
Gipper and that
crows. They
remote-
hate crows. They hate deer. They hate turkeys. They chase everything off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gipper's in for a rude awakening when we get some bison. I'm pretty sure.
He's going to get his world
I'm
rocked.
convinced he's going to think he's a bison.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's
just
gonna-
a
he's
stroll
definitely
in
gonna go
there?
out there.
Correct term? A bison?
Yep.
He sits
He's
out
gonna
there
learn
with his,
the hard way at
He's
least
going to
once.
think he's one. He's going to roam with them.
He is. I hope he just sits out there
And get
sitting
kicked,
Indian
probably,
style.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's durable, though.
Can bisons really kick like a horse? Can they?
I think
Or
they just gore
bison?
you.
Oh, dear.
Oh, okay.
I said
gosh.
bisons. Is that what's
Bi-
the plural for
Bison.
bison?
Bison.
Just bison.
Bison.
Oh, his bison?
Yeah.
You know my only issue with like indoor cats because
smell
my
like piss.
yes, my parents
Yeah.
like
Smell like
rescued a
cat
ton,
piss.
and like I walk into the house
It smells like cat
and I'm
piss.
and I'm like, you guys,
Cat
It's like
piss.
impossible.
it's just. And it's so you can't keep it clean and smelling.
What's
nice.
so cool is
unless
that
your nose is busted.
Boots goes outside. So
Always.
he hangs inside. Yeah, but he goes every morning.
But
he
you
just
don't have
goes
like
out.
a backup one inside.
I do
just
have
in
one, but he
case?
uses it maybe if there's a storm, like once every 2 weeks.
Have you seen the cats
He
that
goes
use the
outside.
toilet?
Yes.
That's what you got to train them how to do.
Yes.
Does that
That
meet the
is-
parents? Meet the fuckers?
Oh, I think it is,
Meet the
yeah.
fuckers, yeah.
No, I've
Jinxie.
seen real stuff
Jinxie.
though, real
But
pictures.
real,
Jinx
yeah.
the cat. Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Lakeland needs a cat. If she's gonna have a
Jim.
well-rounded upbringing.
She's about to have some bison, bro.
No, come on. She needs bison, cats, dogs.
She has
Everything.
dogs.
She has all
She
of
hates
that.
Gipper. She's like, Dad, get Gipper out of my face.
He does say
Yeah.
that.
Bro, give
Tell
her
Gipper
everything.
to
She
leave
told
me
me the other
alone.
day, she goes, I wish we didn't have Gipper.
Oh.
Granted, she says that sometimes about her brother and sister. I wish we only had one kid. She said that a couple times.
Well, when Gipper becomes one with the bison, then
Yep,
he'll
he'll
be
be
out
roaming
there
out
doing
there.
his own thing.
You just see Gipper roaming out there eating grass.
Yeah, seriously, just running free.
He'll have some. He was out there the other day when you guys were working out.
We visited
in the rain.
that bison farm, and they had
that's
one
cool.
that they raised with goats or sheep. It was sheep, I guess. I don't remember. Because its mom got sick, so they had to bottle feed this one, and they raised it with these goats, and the thing thinks it's a goat.
Gosh,
Wow.
that's so funny.
It's like probably a year-old bull bison, but it's just like one of the goats.
Domestic kind of
That's
just
so
hanging
And
funny.
just hanging and just does his thing, and
Right on.
they can't. They're afraid to put it back with the herd because they think the other ones will like kill
Yeah.
it.
Bully it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you so when you get bison, are you going to get
So we're gonna
yearlings
get
or whatever
the
they
plan
call
is
them?
we're gonna get 3 cows and 1 bull. Is the plan right now? Just kind of start it out small and figure out what we're doing before we get bigger. We'll probably, depending on where we get them from, there's a guy in town that has a couple or has some he'll probably have ready when we're ready, and we'll probably either get them right at breeding age or already bred because they're already introduced to the climate and they should be fine. So depending on if we don't know where, like if we get them from out west or something like that, we'd probably get yearlings. That way they can kind of grow into the space. So
Can we ride them?
no.
They don't have bison saddles.
There are some bison that are
Really?
are saddle broke, but I don't feel like we have the time or the energy to do that.
Come on.
You ever seen Guy in a Buffalo?
No.
Instagram? Or I mean YouTube?
Why?
YouTube Guy in a Buffalo.
So will we want to ride the buffalo or not want to ride
Yes.
the buffalo?
You want to.
Perfect.
It's like an old movie.
A guy in a buffalo. I'm down.
Yeah, Guy in a Buffalo.
Okay, so again, home the other day.
And when you say home, you're talking about Florida? Or
Yeah.
you're talking about, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you were
sorry, that
talking
one.
about
Yeah,
going
same.
The long
Yeah.
distance one.
Okay.
to. Okay.
So my dad is packing his hospital bag. What do you put? First of all, who brings one if you're going in for surgery? And B,
I mean, how long are you going to stay there?
we didn't know, so
Well,
probably
so
like
yeah, you're gonna bring a
3
bag.
or 4. But what blows my mind is what's in the bag. So
Did he
I
bring peanut butter in garbage bags?
absolutely brought
He
peanut
did?
butter. He goes, Elly, and he looked at me
Genius.
like so serious the night before, and he's like, this is your job. And I was like, Dad, anything, what? And he goes, you have to bring my bag. And I'm like, of course. And I'm thinking, well, what's in the bag? And he's
Right.
like, just some clean underwear and a jar of peanut butter. And I was like, what?
That's what else do you need?
There you go. Yeah.
What would you guys pack?
Toothbrush.
I wouldn't know
The
what.
You'll get a
Mouthwash.
toothbrush.
Mouthwash.
It's an important
I guess
question.
pack
If
as
you're
much
gonna
as you
definitely need
can
some
because
clean
everything
underwear.
costs like
That's the
$400
right
at a
move.
hospital, doesn't it?
That makes me think that I also think that hospital apparel should be reinvented. Someone needs to reinvent
The
that.
gown?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just easy access.
Yeah.
But it's so silly. You just see butts everywhere.
Yeah, I don't
Everyone
get it.
walking down
I
the
don't
hall,
get it.
you just see a bunch of
I just
butts.
need to
Easy
stay in my
access.
boxers right there.
Yeah.
Why put a gown on and do all that? Just,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Oh. Well, so one thing I really did appreciate, though, about the hospital, which kind of reminds me of, like, parallel to – it's weird to say parallel to here. But so you're training in Cookeville, Tennessee, and you're around, like, athletes, like so many, whatever, highest level athletes. So we're at this heart center place, and I go down to get a sandwich with my aunt, and I'm looking around going, these are literally the top 1% of surgeons all in the same little room eating a boar's head sandwich. And you're like, this is insane. The amount of, they spent, 15 years studying to be that? It's crazy just to see
Yeah.
people like congregate. It just blew my mind. And I'm sure that's the, you know,
Surgeons have to eat, Elly.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but to see that's like people come to Cookeville and see 5 of the best athletes on the planet working out together. Their mind is blown. My mind was blown by seeing, I don't know. I was just appreciating their occupation.
That's cool.
Fine.
Anyway.
Any money there?
Did you hear them talking about important stuff? No. Did you
Find
eavesdrop?
$5?
And then I found $5.
Oh, cool. Good story.
I found a $1.
I'm glad you appreciate surgeons. Me too. I'm glad my tricep is reattached. He was a good surgeon.
That's such a crazy job,
Gosh.
though.
It is a crazy job.
I mean,
it is really kind of crazy to think about.
it just
that.
blows my mind.
Have you guys ever tried Nitro Brew coffee?
I love Nitro.
Yes.
It's amazing.
So
I just
amazing.
bought a Nitro Brew setup.
What you
Really?
did?
Yeah.
How does it
Oh,
work?
you bought one.
It's kind of like a mini keg, and you pour in cold brew, and then you put a nitrogen thing in it, and it makes it Nitro Brew.
How do you make cold brew?
You
I saw
sit
that
it
you make
overnight.
How though? Like,
Can we
what do you
It
do?
doesn't brew it. Just
Can we
you
have
just
some
put-
when we're done with this?
Cold brew? I can't make cold brew.
No,
right
the
now.
nitro. You can't
I
do it
can't
yet?
make nitro
Oh.
either because I can make pour over or AeroPress, either one of those.
Okay,
I'm
can we-
in.
yeah, deal. Can we have one of the? We should have had it before, really.
Yeah.
Starbucks has. I don't go to Starbucks much anymore because I
Went
go
there
to
this morning
Poets
for the
here.
Nitro
but
Brew.
It's really
So
good
good.
there.
Amazing.
So
It's
good.
really good.
Amazing.
So how do you make the cold brew?
I cannot believe Rich is
You
going.
soak the beans overnight.
You soak the beans overnight for 24 hours.
In
You
water.
take.
There's
You
no
do
brewing.
that?
Yes,
That's like
super
labor
easy.
intensive.
No, it's way
What do you? I
easier
don't
than
even,
actually making.
You buy a bucket of beans and you put them in a bucket of water.
Yeah, it's soak. It's just soak,
It just
Elly.
soaks in
No,
it. Yeah, it
you,
doesn't
you
brew.
buy a cold brew setup. Amazon,
Which
$24.
is, entails
a
bucket
glass
and
no.
water?
Why would you use a bucket?
because
Maybe
I
you
want
want
a
a
lot
glass.
of it.
It's a glass.
Why would you use a
pitcher.
bucket?
It's a glass pitcher.
We want a lot of coffee.
And then it has
Yeah.
a filter.
I
You
want-
We're gonna
take
be drinking
80
a lot of
grams
it.
of
There's a
grounds.
filter in the glass pitcher.
No, there's a filter that you drop into the pitcher.
Okay.
You take 80 grams of grounds.
Or the bucket.
No bucket.
Okay. 80
put-
grams.
You done?
How big is a
Let the
pitcher?
man
It's
explain.
a damn pitcher, a regular
I'm
pitcher.
trying to get the accurate
no,
visual.
there's no need. You put the grounds. You grind them up coarse. They're not fine. Coarse grounds.
Okay.
What's
So
coarse?
not very much grinding up.
Exactly.
Basically.
Probably the least you can grind, or the least you
So
can
like
grind
the
them up
size
and
of
still
a
be ground.
peppercorn or like a...
I don't know. There's different settings on the
Sand?
grinder. There's different settings on the grinder. Drop the 80 grams of grounds into the filter.
Mm-hmm.
You pour water through the grounds and kind of shake it up every once in a while to make sure it's getting through there. And then you fill it up to the max fill line on this jar, and then you set it overnight, and it steeps or whatever throughout the night. And then at 24 hours, you take it out and you have cold brew.
How much do you have?
It's like 4 or 5 cups, like measuring cups.
Where does
So I don't
the-
even know. But apparently you're supposed to dilute it. I didn't know that. Chase came
That's
over.
what Chase
Chase
said.
came over the one day,
heard
Chase
that.
likes to drink a lot of caffeine.
and Chase
it's okay.
is like, you just drinking that straight? And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he's like, you're supposed to dilute that like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. And I was like, nah, dude. Tastes fine to me.
right?
So what you're supposed to do is do the cold brew, and then put the cold brew in the keg thing, and then put the nitro in it, and then kind of like
That's
put
so
it through
cool.
it, so then it.
Starbucks has a salted caramel cold brew.
Ooh.
No.
That's one of the best things I've ever had.
No, bro. Black coffee.
So good.
Black coffee. It's the only way I've had it.
Yeah, don't leave that because then you'll...
Yeah, you don't.
I haven't left that either because I don't want to find something that
You
tastes
add
fantastic.
almond milk and all that other crap
No,
to
I
it.
get an almond milk latte every now and then, but like that's not something that affects my decision.
I
Like
just
I don't.
drink black coffee.
Okay. Yeah.
But AeroPress is probably the quickest / easiest. Pour over takes a little bit of a time to do. The more and more I've had it, I'm not a huge fan of the cold brew. I actually like to make hot coffee, but then make it cold. I like cold coffee, but hot coffee and then make it cold.
Is it because you like making it?
I don't know. I think it just tastes more fresh that way.
I mean,
But how do you
know.
make hot coffee cold without undermining the coffee? Like, how does that
So
work?
what I do, and so with like the AeroPress, so take the AeroPress. You take 35 grams of grounds, you put it in the AeroPress, or you don't boil your water, take it to 180 degrees. You put the grounds in the AeroPress, you pour 150 grams of water, you stir it up, let it sit for about a minute. So then what you would normally do is you'd press all that through into your cup. So it kind of makes like an espresso, and then you add 120 grams of water, which makes it an Americano. However, instead of adding the 120
Americano.
grams of water, I put 120 grams of ice in the cup as I push the water through. So it melts,
Oh wow,
takes the temperature down, and then I dump ice
that's
to it.
interesting.
So that's the way I do AeroPress and make it
Are
iced
you
coffee.
measuring the temperature? You have a thermometer there?
The pitcher thing
tells
has
you.
a temperature
Why does it
on
have to be 180?
I don't know. That's just what Josh told me to do.
You have a weight?
And then for
scale,
pour over, it was scale. For
You
pour
need to
over,
make some videos of you
I
making
know.
this.
I'm like
know.
getting excited here. This is cool.
so for pour over, you would usually do, I think it's 25 grams of grounds, and then you add 50 grams of water every 30 seconds till you hit 312 grams of water. However, what I do for cold to make it cold is I'll put 50 grams or 60 grams of ice in the cup before, and then I'll make the grounds more fine, grind them up finer, and then pour it slower and stir it up because it has less water going through it, so that gets more to it. I don't know.
Very
Jim, you
interesting.
ready to make some coffee?
I'm
got all that?
so
Barista.
seriously want coffee
My
really bad
mind
right
is
now.
blown.
What's your favorite Good Dude's coffee?
I like all the three that aren't the dark. So the Lincoln, the Roosevelt, the Washington, all those are all three pretty good. They're different, little bit different flavors.
Yeah.
The Samson is like a dark roast. Not crazy
Not your
about it, but people that like dark roast really like it, seem to like it. I kind of like the I don't mind the medium dark. I like the medium, and I like the light medium. I did, however, have like because at first I was like, I can't taste the difference in these coffee or anything, and I don't know like what crappy coffee is. And we went to the hotel we stayed in the other night, got some coffee when we left to go to watch Kristen, and they gave you like a card because they didn't have coffee in the room, and there's this little coffee shop downstairs, and I'm like, yeah, I want iced coffee. I'm like, first coffee house experience, I guess.
Right.
And he pours it, and first I knew it was going to be a problem. He poured it out of a thermos, and I was like,
Oh, jeez.
I don't want this, bro. But I tasted it, and
good for
it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't have a bunch of taste. And I was like,
Right.
okay, so this is what crappy coffee is. So
Wow.
I was like, man, I'm such a snob. What is going
That's your
on?
first experience.
Right off the bat.
Yeah,
I know, like-
seriously, just
Yeah, but I haven't had it. And like I was talking to some of the guys that come at 3:30, and I was telling Tyler, and he's like, wait, so you went straight from not drinking coffee to drinking black coffee? I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, I still don't do that. And I'm like, it's because you're weak, bro.
I see Tyler every day at Poets.
do you
Me
really?
and Tyler.
Yep.
What's up, dude?
Oh,
How you
Tyler.
doing?
Yeah, so I really like coffee now. So I actually look forward to it in the mornings.
Well, welcome.
That's awesome. Welcome to the club.
I know, but I
Yeah.
only do a morning cup. I'm not doing. I think I would keep me up if I did an afternoon cup.
Yeah.
So last Sunday, I had 2 cups and I was losing my mind. Last Sunday, I
Like
was like,
anxiety.
like cleaned the house, did the dishes, folded the laundry. Hillary's like, you can have 2 cups of coffee anytime you want.
Just wait until your tolerance builds up and you need like
I
50
know.
minutes.
Like,
Yeah.
I want
I
more
know.
coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, the nitro brew, I was like, okay.
When does this machine arrive?
I don't know. I just ordered it this morning.
Yes.
Is it
2 days?
Man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be
It
so
wasn't
cool.
Amazon.
Prime.
It was
Oh.
from Tiger. It's Tiger Keg.
Oh wow. So it's like it's fancier than
Wow.
Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah, they didn't have it on Amazon. I had to buy
Oh,
the
that's
That's
got to be rare.
like
I
next
had
level.
to buy the cartridges, the nitrogen cartridges.
Cool.
On Amazon.
This sounds so fun.
It's gonna be cool.
Are you
How
gonna let us
often-
play with it?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
Because you'll break it.
No, I won't.
How often do you think you
I'm
have
just sneaking
to replace those cartridges?
I think every
Maybe.
time you make a new vat
Batch.
of it.
Oh.
A vat.
Or a bucket.
He's so fancy. I said, let's make a bucket. He's making vats of coffee.
I never said vat of coffee. I said a vat. I don't know. a keg
Rich
of
Froning
coffee.
making vats. Sorry.
jeez.
Anyway, I thought this was an interesting concept. A hard pivot into some silver territory.
Oh,
Here we
geez.
go.
Let's
That's-
do it.
That's I don't know if we want to do this.
Well, it's about purpose.
Oh.
I need to stop talking like that.
Purpose. Drink coffee.
We've moved from the vat.
There we go.
So I was listening to one of my faves the other day, Jordan Peterson, and his analogy, he was talking about how purpose can be, I'm going to say this word wrong, analgesic.
Analgesic.
How do you say it?
That's how you say
You
it.
know,
think
like
so.
to take away pain. And his analogy was like a football team. And he was saying, if this football team means a lot to you and you guys have like a collaborative purpose and you're in the middle of the game and someone bends your finger back and it snaps in half, you could potentially push through for the team or for yourself, whatever your purpose is, to keep playing. If you're in the yard and you catch a football and your finger snaps in half, you're probably screaming and running down the road. So I thought that was really fascinating because you can use that in so many different parallels. Like how many different times, whether it be in the CrossFit Games or whatever else, that you've like most of us in some way have like a purpose, you know. I thought that was fascinating. I didn't know if you had any thoughts on purpose.
Like for sure, one of the key ingredients to living in purpose or purpose filled is this idea of community, for sure, and doing it alongside of people that you're invested in and that you care about. And I think I told you this before, like, and Rich probably can relate to this. Like some of the most purpose filled or days where I felt in purpose were days literally going into the huddle during a football game where you're side by side, you're with somebody that you care about, and you're willing to give your body, you're willing to give anything at that point for those people that you're competing with. Big time. I've heard you say I'd fall from the rig. You know, I think that's a big part of living in purpose for sure. It's not that purposeful to be alone all the time. You know, you've even talked about it as you're the difference
Individual
between
team.
Yeah,
Yep.
100%.
I didn't realize until you told me the other day too that in a football huddle, you always go to the same spot.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I'm gonna watch that next time I watch a football game.
Well, some Some do, some don't. But
No? Why? What's the purpose of that?
Well, the defenses that I played on in those days, I was always to the strong side of the field, the wide side of the field, so I would get on that side of the huddle, and the other corner would be on the other side. Linebackers had a spot, defensive line had a spot, safeties were in between us, so we all kind of were in the same space.
So you kind of have like a, that makes sense.
Yeah. Now that they don't huddle a lot even anymore. So
they don't huddle anymore?
Not a lot.
No, you look at the sideline.
The offense depends on
technology.
No, it's just better, faster.
Different game, yeah.
It's
faster.
Huddles were an old school thing. We wore leather helmets and.
You wore leather helmets?
No, Elly.
I didn't know when the onset of the development of helmets happened. We don't know the history of helmets.
No, you're fine.
Anyway.
You're fine.
The 60s, 50s,
Yeah.
60s is when the real helmet
Sorry,
came out.
I didn't mean that as an insult.
Well, that's okay. I made the joke. It's okay.
Sorry.
Purpose is, for sure. Community's huge when it comes to purpose. 100%.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Speaking of games and purpose and things like that, do you think this is the most game volume leading up to the games ever?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cam.
I've only been here for a year, so I don't know.
It's not even a
We've
question.
done a lot of fitness.
This last
But it's
year,
definitely more than last year.
This last year, yeah, we've done a lot of fitness.
so much fitness.
The last 6 months, we've done a lot of fitness.
Like, what did Tasia the other day goes, I've done more fitness this year than I have in my entire career.
Welcome. You're welcome. Everybody, you're welcome.
I was like, and that's why you're so fit.
That's why everybody feels like they're going to fall
Like,
apart.
everything hurts and I'm dying, but not really.
You know what? It's always so much fun to listen to somebody who's not been exposed to that, get to be around it. And Wilmer.
Oh, yeah.
Wilmer is a young man who goes to Tennessee Tech, the university here, and he's also a member at the gym. And
He's been our interpreter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a young lady here who's been training from Columbia. She's the fittest in Columbia, and she's been working out with you guys. But Wilmer's been able to come up here and kind of be a part. And I see him at the coffee shop because he works there, and his eyes are wide. You know, just like he didn't understand. You just don't understand the volume of
until you're here.
And then
he only comes one
he's
a
not
day.
even competitive.
Yeah.
Like he's not even competitive in CrossFit either. So.
No, he's a dude. He's a cool kid.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, for sure.
But he was like already trying to adjust his diet a little bit and like, okay, I need to get in bed if I'm going to go up there and I'm going to do this. And I'm telling him, hey, listen, you scale.
Yeah.
Don't try
Where
to
you
do
need
a
to.
bazillion muscle ups
Right.
and
You're going to get hurt.
you will not
Yeah.
last, kind of a thing. But
You'll
just,
die.
I was trying to actually talk to Camila in Spanish in the car on the way from the pond back down, and I was trying to ask her, like, physically, like, how are you?
I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah.
There were so many
Yo
hand gestures.
habla.
No, I keep asking her. I keep saying, "Como se dice this word?" The entire sentence. So obviously she would have understood the sentence if I'm
Right.
like, "Como se dice?" Anyway, how she was feeling physically, and she was like, her eyes got real big, and she was like, And she goes, "High level exercise," and she's like, "We don't," and she's like, "This is high level exercise," and she said that she just has never been around
right.
that to see that.
Well, it's interesting. We talked a lot yesterday, and she was just saying, and it's that just being here, because of what it is, makes her better.
Right.
Because they don't try.
Yeah.
They don't do that where she comes
Right.
from. It's not bad on them.
Yeah.
No, they
It's
don't,
just-
they
it's
don't
so
know
di-
what to do.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh my God, if I could just be here. And
Yeah.
she's only CrossFit for 2 years,
Really?
Yeah.
which blew my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is her second open that just went past.
Really?
Which is crazy.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's pretty interesting.
Well, I asked, so when Armin was here hanging out with us the other day too, I asked him, I said, "Hey, what's the most surprising thing you've seen since you've been here?" And he was like, "I just didn't understand how much volume you guys did." He goes like, "I saw it and I heard it, but it's not until you're here in it, you understand like one workout is not one workout. One workout is 6 workouts.
Yeah.
And then you do multiple."
Right.
And I thought that was interesting.
I don't understand. What else do you do with your time? I don't know. Like, I feel like we sit around a lot, too. Like,
we
you know,
waste
like,
a lot of time.
we waste a
There's a
lot. I mean, I
lot
guess we could be
of
more
sitting around.
productive with our time. But, I mean, I feel like you need that time between stuff. But
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think most people's bodies, because there's a point, and we always talk about adaptation. There is such massive amount of adaptation within the group, I think, and from what I've seen, because most people, and you even see the transition, and China would even tell you in the beginning, her first couple weeks here, she's like, how are you guys doing it? She always looks at me and she's like, how have you done this for this many years? You're not dead. And sure enough, it's the end of the season, and now she does that volume just fine. But I don't think people try it for a week and then they're hurting so bad they're like, we're not doing this. I got to do my other whatever it is. But you do a great job with what's Rich doing and stuff that people adapt, and then they
Kristen
do it.
had some really interesting things to say after the weekend. When you went and you won at Battle of the Barbells.
Yeah.
And then just talk a little bit about what you had to say, just kind of based on you've been up here training and.
I mean, the workouts were like, you'd look at them and you'd be like, oh,
it's easy.
Yeah. Because it's like, I don't know, it's 3 rounds of like 15s of something, and you're like, is this a workout?
Does that even count?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really bad. That's not how I meant it.
Yeah, no.
But like compared to what we do, I was like, and then I'm like, well, obviously I have to go like really fast and then I was excited about it because I'm like, I can go fast because it's not like a 4-hour-long workout.
Not just getting
all right.
pushed into the ground.
But that is cool because it does like all the volume we do. It does desensitize you to
absolutely
stuff. Like there's 50 step lunges. I don't know. It was just in place, but I was like, that's like doing a 50-foot lunge, and I was like, I'm gonna obviously like just hold on to the dumbbells and keep lunging, and they're only like 35, so I was like, okay,
all right,
even
this
better,
is easy.
let's go. Yeah. And then I was getting excited.
The coolest thing you said was that, like, because you're in this atmosphere all the time and you just train here.
Oh, that part, yeah.
Competitive side.
Well, tell them. That was really cool.
Before I went there, I was like, well, being here all the time, coming in last, like all the time, like I'm like, wow, I really suck. Maybe it's time to throw in the towel. Like I don't want to hold people back. And then I go there and I feel pretty decent about myself.
Yeah, I mean, you're not working out with a bunch of chumps, and you're not always last. So
it was really cool. Like the one workout,
it was a good perspective changer.
It was so wild. And it's not down on anybody.
Right.
We're talking literally
Yeah.
about just this is this space, and it's very unique.
Yeah.
Like she's doing toes to bar, and she doesn't break the toes to bar, and her cycle rate, pretty soon she's passing people.
Right.
And I'm kind of trying to watch from just standing back, not zone in on her, but kind of watch everybody. And you just it's like this and everybody else is just like 1, 2.
It was kind of a grippy workout too,
Yeah.
so you like wanted to do toes to bar fast, so you weren't under tension for so long. Yeah.
that's funny.
I think you hit the nail on the head though, because and we kind of talked about this before too, so I can't like fully explain anyway. But Rich, you desensitize us to the level of fitness. We come back and we're talking about like it was 15 toe to bar. Like who's gonna break that up? And we're like, lots of people.
Evidently, a lot of people.
A lot of people break it up.
All of it becomes an expectation. We're like, you have to do that on and it's hilarious when you take a step back and you look at it and it's like, well, you're gonna do all that. On, like, why would you?
Yeah, and there's sort of like
Take time to break it up.
double dumbbell snatches into a run, into a handstand walk, and I was like, how's there going to be any separation in this workout at all?
Yeah.
And like of course you're just going to kick right up into the handstand, but like everybody else had to break. So
Had to
like,
breathe.
okay.
Yeah.
Hey, all that handstand
There
walk
we go.
course.
Oh man.
Some really nice,
walk
Like
4 times a week.
Yep.
really
I
nice
love
little
it.
guy goes, hey, who's that girl running on her hands there?
I don't know.
That's awesome. That's congrats again. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
Smashed it.
And back to the is it taper week yet, Rich?
I don't know. I think we passed that.
Taper.
I guess it technically starts on Thursday because it's a week out.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I laughed pretty hard yesterday when did Dre say to you
gosh.
like what are we doing this afternoon? Are we tapering? And you're like, well, I guess because we did so much volume this morning, we might as well just keep doing volume. We'll taper later. And everyone was like, what? The look on the faces, they're like, what?
Well, Train with Rich is a really cool opportunity for people to come and kind of experience the volume.
That last time was fun too with the worm stuff.
That was awesome.
It was good. We may need
That
to order
was
a couple more.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Rich helping, what was his name?
Bob.
Bob.
Oh no.
That was one of my favorite things though, because
Oh, my
he was so
gosh.
pumped about it.
He was so pumped. I felt
and-
awful
and-
doing it, but I was like, dude, you're gonna kill yourself. 2, you're gonna kill everybody else. So let's
Yeah.
put your hands on the right way.
Yeah.
And he every
then he
single rep,
finally
I
got it.
basically had to put his hands on every single rep, which way to put his hands.
He just got completely confused.
Yep.
Rich, it was like watching someone playing golf and Tiger Woods was adjusting their hands on the club, and every time his face, like his teeth, he's smiling so big every single time. He's like,
Yeah.
he's
He
gonna
was
do
pumped.
it again. He's gonna do it again.
He's come a couple of times, hasn't he?
He's
Yeah.
the second or
They're
third
all
time.
Second, yeah, I think.
It's a bunch of group from the Northeast. Is that from where Tasha's from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from
That
her
was a
gym.
cool group. And it's a lot of people there, especially the Train with Riches with the Worm, often say, of course, because how many worms are out there,
Right.
say this was their first time, and A, how much they didn't appreciate how difficult it was, and B, how much fun it is working with people. Because you get punished if you don't work together. And when you do and you like hit the mark, you're like, man, this is awesome.
Made it easier.
Yeah.
I never talked to that really tall guy. The
Oh,
dude
yeah.
that was like 6'6".
Oh my
Sam?
gosh, he was so tall.
Sam?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Man, that dude never complained.
No? And he
But
was he was on the front
he
of the
was-
worms.
He was getting punished.
Yeah.
Because he was so tall.
So he's just holding the whole worm by himself.
But he didn't
and everyone's
care.
Like,
No, man, he just
Yeah.
kept staying with it. I just kept thinking he's breaking soon.
He did not.
Something's gonna snap, and that dude just like,
He's gonna die. Nope, he's good.
well, like the worm went like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up.
At the end, I mean, wherever he was at, it was like,
That's why I loved that older group of guys, that first four. What was that other guy's name? Whose eyes got real big and he had glasses and he was with, oh my gosh, he was a police officer. When he first lifted it and the look on someone's face, his eyes were like,
Yeah.
I'm going to
Everything I
die.
thought.
It wasn't Ronnie, I can't remember. But yeah, that was really fun. So when was the last time, speaking of, that you've done something you've never done before? Or tried something or learned it's good for your brain to be rewiring and doing different things.
Rich is drinking coffee.
Well,
Yeah, I'm in there.
I'm trying to think if you made us do any weird fitness stuff lately.
Not really.
We have our typical go-tos.
I'm trying to think about it.
I know, me too. Last time,
Something I've never done.
man.
I
You
really-
guys, we need
wow.
to do something we've never done. This is
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
our poor brains.
I can't really even think of anything.
Well, it's kind of a bad time of year to ask
Yeah.
that because
Yeah,
it's
we're
like
not doing
got to
much
be
new
zoned
stuff.
in. Yeah. But
I try different food occasionally. Like a year ago was the first time I ever had guacamole.
What?
Really?
Why
I
did you
know.
wait till this late in life
I
to have
don't know.
guac-
I
Sorry,
just
to this point?
the
Texture?
You like it or
yeah,
no?
the texture just freaked me
Texture
out.
thing?
but now you
Yeah.
like it?
Guacamole.
With enough hot sauce, I'm good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like guacamole.
Guac
Good
and roll.
guacamole.
I eat
Yeah.
an avocado with my eggs now in the morning. I'll mix it
that's
in
good
with
for
hot
you.
sauce and with my
Avocado
scrambled eggs.
toast. You're so hipster.
I've never had avocado toast.
You haven't?
No.
That's such
haven't.
I haven't either.
that's a Pinterest thing. Like it's a
It's a
craze,
hipster
right?
thing. It's a
Yeah,
hipster
I
You think?
so.
Have you?
Oh.
You
No.
surely have had avocado
Well,
toast.
yeah,
don't eat
but I
meat.
don't.
I swam in the pond.
Oh,
a
first.
That I'd never done
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Did any of the little
And he
fishes
was-
bite you?
Yes.
In my group
Blue
for
go get you.
sprinting.
Oh.
Do what?
He was in
Oh,
my
yeah,
group for
yeah, a
sprinting.
rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I survived. I lived. That was cool. Actually, I really liked it because the water was warmer, which made me, made me happy. It was comfortable.
Today felt great.
Yeah.
Today was
It
like
was
today was
nice.
like the perfect day.
I did at one point, a bluegill got me.
It's just so surprising. You're
It
never ready.
is.
You're
Like,
never ready for
why?
it.
Well, and this was a little bit harder than the other time, so
Yeah.
I almost yelled out,
Yeah.
but I was trying to obviously save
Try
my
to be,
pride
yeah.
and trying to be cool and not do that.
I didn't even feel that.
No. That's not a turtle.
That's definitely.
No
Stealing a finger.
Have you ever been bitten by anything like real? Like
Real.
I mean, sorry, not to discredit your bluegill situation,
Yeah,
but
no.
Yeah, because those things are
really
no
count.
joke.
Bit, bit
don't
by
think so.
trice.
Yeah, that's legit.
he actually bit me once too, and it hurts.
He doesn't bite randomly. He'll like get so excited that he like buries his head into you and then just bites, and you're like,
Ooh.
"What the hell, bro?"
I was trying to take something out of his mouth, and he
Oh.
just chomped so hard.
That's
and
your
I was
fault.
like,
What was
it?
it?
was like
That's on you. That's on you.
Yeah, it was like a mouse trap. I was like, ah!
That's on you. Never put your finger in an animal's mouth.
and he's so sweet. He just looked at me with a big smile, and I was like, "You're so cute." Gosh.
Can't even be
We
mad.
figured it out the other day. He looks like Elroy off the Jetsons,
Oh, it's true with the
Oh
hair.
my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Elroy.
If we have time for one more
No,
question.
last question.
Oh man, this is gonna be a brain buster.
Oh,
Probably
jeez.
not.
If you could give your pet the ability to speak, would you?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Gipper,
Gilligan,
no.
yes.
Boots.
Oh.
Gilligan,
Heck
yes.
yeah, for
Gilligan
sure.
will be great.
What do you
Gilligan,
think
I feel
Gilligan's
like-
voice sounds like?
Is it British?
No, I was thinking that too, but
Southern
I don't think
draw?
so. Yeah, no. I think he's just a dude, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like he's like a colonel in the war.
Gilligan's a dude. Where
is.
Gilligan?
Gipper, I would not let Gipper speak ever.
Yeah, I
Rock,
feel like
rock,
what if
rock.
Okay, so
what
pick,
if they did speak and then you didn't like them as much anymore because
Right.
they're
No.
annoying?
I don't know. I think I'd like Gilligan. Gilligan's got
Gilligan
good social
would be-
skills,
he
you
would
know?
be
Like
good.
he comes up, you pet him, And then once he realizes, hey, you don't want pet,
Yeah.
or
He
he'll
does.
he'll come up, let you pet him, and he keeps going.
Yeah.
Like,
He has incredible spatial
Yes.
awareness. He really does.
He might get in your face a little bit, but you're like, come on, man, go.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Okay, so let's put a person with Gilligan. If you had to pick a person and it had to be their voice, maybe, who would it be?
Oh, someone laid back and
I still think a president.
No.
president.
Like George Washington or something. he seems like so like backwoods, but like he knows what's
he's
up.
not backwoods.
Maybe
What
we
does
can't,
that even
maybe
mean? What
it's-
does
we can't
backwoods
pick
mean?
a person.
I just thought of the woods.
What about?
Maybe that's too hard. Maybe that's not the right thing to do.
No, I like this game.
Because what's the guy's name? Who's the father of Angelina Jolie, the actor?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember.
He played in Man on Fire
Yeah.
with Denzel Washington.
I think he's Denzel Washington. Gilligan's
Yeah.
Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
you're thinking of John Voight.
John
Oh,
Voight.
yeah.
That's who
I can
my
see
cat
John
would
Voight,
be.
or okay. I'm thinking Gilligan's probably Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see him as Denzel
Yeah.
Washington.
yeah. That'd be
That'd
cool.
be awesome.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
And Boots would be John Voight.
Okay. It's a serious cat.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
he's a serious cat.
I believe
I'm
it.
not just playing around with some stupid cat. This
Nope,
cat's serious.
This is like a dog cat. A cat
This
that's
is
like a dog.
What's the Aristocats? What's the Tomcat in that? O'Malley.
Thomas O'Malley, the
Oh
cat.
my gosh.
Is he like
I still have that
Thomas
book.
O'Malley?
Thomas O'Malley, the cat. Yeah,
Is that
I like
him?
it.
Is that him?
I like
Boots?
it.
My grandpa has a cat named Boots, actually.
He does? Does he look like he's wearing boots?
I've never actually.
You never met Boots?
I guess I have met Boots. Yeah, he does. He has like socks.
Yeah,
Aw.
that's why we named this cat that. I couldn't think of a name, and he had 4.
Boots,
Boots.
Snowball, those are cat names.
Yeah,
Snowball.
Snowball.
Snowball's a good
Yeah.
cat name. We
It's
had
in
a
Stuart
like
Little.
a white.
What's the name of that fat cat at your parents' house? Guts.
Guts.
That's
Seriously.
a great name for a cat.
And every time he jumps off the table, it's no joke. He goes, because he's so fat. He jumps up.
What's he doing on the table? See, that's why I don't like cats. I'm out.
I agree. I'm just
Episode
saying.
71. I'm out. I'm out on that. CrossFitMayhem.com. All the new apparel for the CrossFit Games coming out, I think, this week.
Woo.
Cool shirt.
Um,
That cool shirt. You nailed
got a
it
bunch of
there,
them.
Rich.
the one with the
Cool.
flag.
Oh,
the Betsy
yeah,
Ross
that's
one.
Ross shirt.
Got to get
Yeah.
that one. That's good.
What else we got? Jim? Mayhem Mindset
Mayhem
stuff?
Mindset. We're crushing it right now. We got a course going on right now.
Crushing it.
Keep on the lookout for that.
Yeah, we'll be doing that more soon.
So Froning Farms apparel coming out too.
Who sponsors this podcast? Did you say that already?
RP Strength though.
RP
RP
Strength?
Strength with their new app, Trifecta, with their food. I don't know if they have any new stuff food wise, but RP Strength.
That's a wrap.
Peace.
Hold on, guys. Let's take a picture with our headsets really fast so I can post it on Mayhem Athlete. Will you take it, Rich? Oh, the glare. Is that okay? I guess that's fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.